What's up guys, welcome back to Decent Garage. We've got a couple things we need to do in today's video, so let me walk you through what we're gonna do. First of all, we got the XR400 here. Last night I went out hunting with my buddy and it took on some carnage. So got this bark buster all scraped up and it is just dirty. So we're gonna pressure wash the dirt bike off, which shouldn't take too long. Then we're gonna pull the Jeep, which is actually parked way over here. We're gonna pull the Jeep around in front of the garage and we are gonna do something to try and kind of bring this factory paint back to life. So we'll do that. We're gonna be putting some linseed oil on it. As we do that, I want to actually spend some time talking about the build plans with the Jeep with you guys. Some of the ideas I've had, some of the things that I can't actually decide on which way I want to go with it. So I'm going to be asking for your input on that. The other thing I wanted to mention is I want to hear you guys' input on the dirt bike content. Do you guys like it? Do you want more of it? I filmed our whole trip last night, riding up the mountain, doing some hunting, stalking some deer, crashing on the way home in the dark, you know, scraping up the dirt bike. So I can make a video on it, but I just want to make sure you guys want that type of content. I don't want to really spread my channel too thin. I want to keep giving you guys what you want. So let me know on that. But without further ado, let's get washed on the dirt bike and then hop over to the Jeep. Let's get into it. All right, the dirt bike is all washed off. All right, we're gonna grab the Jeep. It's super hot out, so I think what I'm gonna do is actually clear a little space here in the Decent Garage for it, and we will apply some of that linseed oil to it and see what it does to the paint. And while it's kind of curing on there, before we pull it out and see the finished results, we'll talk about the plans for the Jeep, and I want some ideas from you guys on what I've thought about it. So let's pull that in real quick. All right guys, we're gonna be using this product. It's boiled linseed oil. So I got this idea from Dippin' Diesel. He's another YouTuber that I like to watch. I'm gonna link his channel below. Go check him out. He's actually doing some work on an old 1955 Dodge D500. Really good content, so go check out his channel. But he used this stuff on his truck that he's working on, and it worked well. So I think I'm gonna try it on here. We're not going to try and maintain this original paint, mainly because I've done some body work down here and it's primed, and I've also got to replace the fenders. So let's put this on here. While it sets in, we'll talk about some of the plans for the Jeep, and then we'll pull it out and see how it looks in the sun compared to before. So let's go ahead and do this. All right, so let's open the bottle. Looks like we need a tool to open that. Let me see what we can find here. Ah, there it is. right guys, let me show you a quick update on this. So I've done the hood and the fenders and the lower part of the windshield. So it looks much more glossy, kind of darkened it up to that original army green color. I assume that some of this is going to kind of settle into some of the porous parts of the paint, which is okay. All right, so let's talk the plans for the CJ5. So originally, when I was in high school, and even up to the point when I went a couple weeks ago and picked this up in Washington, my thought was to kind of make this more like a civilian CJ5, which would be, you know, bigger tires, wider wheels, fender flares, a little bit of a lift, and a couple other things, and then painting it more of a civilian color, silver or black, something along those lines. So that's kind of what I was thinking of, maybe even upgrade the seats to some high back seats. But I have come to my senses, because I know, first of all, probably a lot of you would not like me doing that. And the more I've been around the Jeep and the more I've watched videos on YouTube and talked to people on Instagram, the less I want to actually change this. So I think the plan now is to actually keep it very much like it is. So what I plan to do is pull the fenders off, pull the hood off, pull the roll bar out, the seats out, and probably pull the whole tub off, address the surface rust on the frame, address any other things that need to be replaced under the frame and under the tub, such as brake lines or fuel lines, and then undercoat or bedline the bottom of the tub, and then maybe bedline the inside of the tub, and probably repaint it about this same military drab green, and try and reproduce some of the army markings on here, which you can't see very well anymore. Reproduce those, because it still has, you know, the plates on the dash from the military. So try and keep this as original as we can. The one thing I'll probably keep that I've added is the roll bar, just because it's nice and sturdy. It's attached at 6 points. This point is actually attached down to the frame, and then you can run the bikini top. So I'll probably keep the roll bar in it. I know these Jeeps without a roll bar in it look very military, but that's probably the one concession I'm going to make, is I'm going to keep that roll bar. So as far as the engine goes, so it's got this 258 straight six. I really like this motor. I think it's fairly bulletproof. I think what I want to do, I got to delete all this emissions crap. It's got a charcoal canister over there. It's got an emissions pump right here, and then a lot of stuff going to the carb. I think what I'm going to do is get a new carb that deletes all the emissions stuff, clean it up. I don't think I'm even going to rebuild the motor. I'm just going to clean it up, repaint it. It only has 30,000 original miles, but the thing that this doesn't have going for it is it's been sitting for a long time. So a lot of the seals and lines need to be replaced. So as we dig into it, we'll replace what we need to. But I think that's what I want to do, is just keep this motor for now. Eventually, maybe we'll look if I can find a 4BT Cummins for a great deal. Right now, you just can't find them for anything reasonable. Or someone wrote me on Instagram a couple weeks ago and told me about, I think it was a Kubota. There's a big group of guys that do Kubota swaps in these. I think that's what it was. I may be mistaken, but it was another diesel engine, about 300 pounds lighter than the 4BT. So that's another option down the line. But for right now, we're going to use this motor. I think it'll work really well. Now, the last thing we need to touch on with the build plans is the timeline. My plan is to actually get this registered in the next week or two, get it insured, license it, and basically have fun with it for the rest of the summer into the fall. I just met a guy, lives about 2 or 3 miles from me. He's got an old 50s Army CJ5. I guess the first year the CJ5 was ever produced. And he goes wheeling up in the mountains around here. So I think I'm gonna go enjoy this for the rest of the summer while the weather's okay, into the fall, and then as soon as the snow starts to fly, we're gonna tear this thing apart. We have plenty of space in the garage for it. So we'll bring it in here, tear it apart over the winter. Tires, I'm gonna run the same size tires. I like these stock wheels with that military look. Again, kind of different than what I had originally planned, but I think these original tires look really good. So I'll probably use these for the rest of the year, and next year buy some newer tires. So anyways, let me know your input. What do you guys think? What do you think we should do? Is there anything I said that maybe you think isn't the best idea, and tell me why? Or is there anything else I'm missing that you think I should also do? So let me know in the comments. Anyways, let's check this out with the new linseed oil on it and see what the paint looks like now. All right guys, it's pulled out. Are you ready to see it? I'm actually super impressed. You may not be able to tell because I don't show much emotion, but I'm super impressed with how it turned out. So without further ado, here it is.